Welcome back to the Moondocks Homestead. Today, we're going to go over what's on my mind. I did a poll last night on YouTube community page, and because Tim and I did not get a video done for today. So I was a little bit in panic mode yesterday, thinking, oh no, because I hurt my back Friday. And so Tim has been doing double everything, doing his work plus what I was supposed to do. And so he's been really busy this weekend. And I was trying to sit in a chair and video him doing the hoop house because he wanted to get that on this weekend and he didn't get it done. And then we run into a snag because he had to order some plastic, and I don't know. It just, nothing was working out for us too good, but it is okay. But anyways, I thought, well, I'll just put one on tomorrow. So I asked everyone, do you want to see a cooking video or do you want to see a video of what's on my mind? Well, I don't know how many people seen it, but only 2 people reacted to it, and it was the what's on your mind. So that's what won. So that's what I'm doing. And there's been a few things on my mind, y'all, probably on a lot of people's mind, because the world's changing. The world is changing all the time. But I mean, to us, what we know about it and everything, it's just, it's changing. And so we look at the world and we think, man, how much longer can it go? How much longer will it go? So, my camera's crooked. I'm not getting up because it takes me a while to get around the table and it'll be okay. So, you look at the world and you think, we're getting ready to get a new president, in less than 2 months. And you're thinking, man, you just have, I think everyone's got the same feeling. It's not going to be good. I mean, it doesn't matter who gets in. It's went too far, and it's things are so damaged now. But then you think, if you read the Bible, that, we live in a fallen world, and we're playing out Romans 1 right now. And so it's expected too, in a sense. But then you think, well, okay, so you're trying to prepare the best you can, and this has been on my mind for a while. And so anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is, as a Christian, if you're a Christian, true born again believer, is it right for you to prep? I guess, and that's had been going through my mind for quite a while. But anyways, I've found peace about it, and through the Bible, and just through the Bible research, everything, and just knowing that there were people in the Bible that prepped too, because God told them, get ready, and they prepped. And Proverbs, there's scripture in Proverbs, saying that it's wise, if you know something's coming, and it's foolish if you don't prep, if you know something's coming. Not, it doesn't say it like that, I'm paraphrasing, but actually it says wise to plan ahead from season to season. Well, that made me think of the garden, because you are going from season to season when you're planting your garden. And so you're planting it all summer, and then you're getting it ready, to prepare it for storage. And there's a little gnat. It's been bothering me the whole time I've been over here, and I can't catch it. But anyway, you're preparing it for it to keep, whether you're canning it or smoking it or drying it, dehydrating it, or whatever you're doing with it. You're preparing it for storage. And then you're going to eat on it through the winter, because that you're not going to have, tomatoes unless you go to the store. But how long is the store going to last? How long is the stores going to be there? And what are you going to be able to get from the stores? You just don't know. So is it okay to prep? Okay, so this has been going as a Christian, and homesteaders, and I'm not talking about doomsday prepper. I'm not talking about the bug out bags and the bunkers under the ground and the gas mask and all that. I'm not talking about that kind of prepping at all. Okay? If that's your thing, that's your thing. But I'm talking about, storing the food, and it does say in the Bible that we're not to store things up here, treasures for here and on this earth. I get that. I get that. But food is not a treasure. It's not a like jewels or money or something like that, Um, food is food. We have to have it to live. We have to eat to live. If you don't eat, you don't live. So, and I've just thought a lot about it. And I thought, well, um, there are some more, like Noah, he prepped sort of. That was kind of a prepping situation. And Moses in Exodus, and Joseph, Joseph, um, the 7-year famine. And over the dream, y'all remember that? He helped Pharaoh, with the dream. 7-year famine. They stored up food, to get him through that. Well, anyway, they seen it coming. And so my point being is, anyone you talk to now, it's almost like they'll say, I know something's getting ready to happen. I just feel it in my bones. And that's what I've been saying. I just feel it in my bones. Something ain't right. Something, just in my spirit. I just don't feel like, not that something's not right in my spirit, but something's not right in this world, and I know we live in a fallen world, and I know we're living in Romans 1 world, and I expect it, but it still doesn't, the fact that I do still, feel there's something wrong, and everybody, Christian, non-Christian, it's like you see it coming. It's like you're seeing it coming, but you just don't know. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. When's it going to be here? When's it coming? Because, and you feel like you do got to prep a little bit and put a little bit back, whether it's food, or I've been doing herbal medicinal stuff. I've been showing that to y'all, what I've been doing. I really wanted to get into that. Why? Because I feel like if there's no doctors, no urgent cares, no hospitals or anything, we got to have something to turn to while we're here. I mean, granted, we're spoiled. This is a spoiled country, and it's easy. If you get a headache, you just go take an aspirin, right? Or, some of us will go to our essential oil cabinet, and but in general, you go take an aspirin if you get a headache, right? So I'm thinking, what if you ain't got an aspirin? Then what? There's got to be an alternative. And before there was ever the pharmaceutical medicine and all that, that's what there was. It was what God put down here for us for medicine, not what man made, necessarily. Now I know there's a lot of stuff. There is stuff that, if you don't take it, you're not going to live. I understand that. I get that. I don't know if there's anything to replace that here. I don't know. We've got family members that are on certain medications that it's got to be, it's just they got to take it. But with that being said, I'm not talking about those kind of things. I'm talking about simple stuff, that we take for granted, like aspirin or ibuprofen or Tylenol or something. And Tim just told me the other day, he said, do you know what plantain is? And I was like, no, I do not. And he said, yes, you do. It's all over the yard. And I was like, okay, that's plantain, Chris. And he says, you know what? If you get a tick bite or a bee sting or anything, you just smush up that leaf and you just rub that leaf all over, get the juice out of it and rub it all over it. And it's for itch, it's for sting, for burn. And then I found out later on it's even for poison ivy. And I'm like, well, this stuff's everywhere. He said, yeah, it is. And I'm thinking, why? Why? This right here. This is why. This is why we don't use all this stuff. This is why people don't know about this stuff, a lot of people, because, they're not going to tell people because they're making this off of the stuff that they're making and cutting different things into it to preserve it and doing, whatever they're doing with it to, that causes 15 more symptoms of something else. That thing. Y'all know where I'm coming from. So anyways, I'm like, we need to get on board with this whole medicinal thing. I really think I've been writing stuff down left and right. I've been writing stuff down. I do the garlic and the honey. I do the fire cider. This mullein that I got, I don't want to get sick, but I am just really anxious to try that, but I don't want to get sick to have to try it, but I'm anxious to try it. And then the moringa tree, those, I took some of that and it gave me really bad heartburn. So I bought the capsules and I put it in the capsules, and I think that's probably going to work better for me. And then I got the chest rub, the mullein chest rub, and I don't know. I've got the ear oil from the mullein. And like I said, I don't want to get sick because I don't like to be sick, but I don't want to get sick to try it, but I am curious how it's going to work. But anyway, so I've been, putting that back on the shelf for flu season, whatever season, a couple months we might have a new season. I don't know. So anyway, that's what we've been doing, and we mostly it's food. We did a well bucket. He's got a video on that. Because water is something that you got to have. I mean, you got to have, or you will perish. You have to have it. I mean, to live here on this earth, you've got to have water. And so I had a backup plan to that. I do. If something was happening to our well, then I've got these filtered straws, and it does 10,000 gallons each straw or something. It's crazy ridiculous. But you can get like dirty water out of the ditch or something. It will filter it where you can drink it. Okay, supposedly. So, and I bought them on Amazon. A lot of the homesteaders have them actually. But a lot of homesteaders also capture their rainwater, and that's something that I wish eventually that we could do something like that. Why? Because it's free for one thing. I mean, come on. You could do your garden with it. You could water your animals with it. There's a lot of things you could do with it. But as far as preparing, I'm just going to name this video Prepared or Scared. That's what we're going to name the video, because if you're preparing with good motives, I think there's nothing wrong with it. And that means don't be scared. Don't be preparing because you're scared. Don't live in fear. If you're a Christian, especially, don't live in fear. Okay. So that, and what is your motives? Are you doing it out of selfish ambition? Are you doing it because you're hoarding it up for yourself? Because that wouldn't be right either. So it's a heart thing, and God knows your heart. God sees your heart, no matter who you are. And so he's going to know why you're doing it, why you're putting it up, and Tim and I always say, well, if we're not here and God takes us and we have all, we're ready for any kind of situation. And I don't think you'll ever be fully ready for any kind of situation. Okay. I'm just going to tell you, not every homestead has got it all together. I'm just going to tell you, there's parts we're lacking in, but, and really what's even more important than any of this that I'm talking to you guys about is, do you know Christ? Because you need to be more concerned about where your soul's going when you leave this earth than where your next drink is coming from, all right? Or your next bite or your next medicine or anything else. I mean, this is all stuff for you while you're here, but you really need to be spiritually prepared above anything. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to, I'll put some of these verses too underneath the description when I get back this evening about this. I guess I'll go ahead and get off here. Ooh, 16 minutes. I was going to try to make this short, but this is what is on my mind, y'all. This is one of the things that's on my mind. And then the other thing, like I think Tim needs to be here for it because it involves him. But this was one of the things. And yes, I do believe that I think it's okay for you to prep if you're doing it with right motives and biblically, you know. I mean, God may use that, you know, for his purpose, for his plan, his purpose. You know, he may be having you build this up and getting this ready for this, or this for that, or whatever, you know, for his glory, his plans. Because he's in control, y'all. I mean, we like to think, you know, this is where that pride comes in, and everyone's guilty of it. You know, when you're born again, he teaches you really fast, you know, and you want to be humble then, but you realize that you're not in control. You can prep all day long. When he's ready for you, he's going to take you. It doesn't matter how much stuff you have ready or anything else, okay? So it boils down to that, you know, he's in control, he's sovereign, he's just, he's holy, he's loving, and he's wrathful. And so being spiritually prepared, like I said, is the most important thing, because when you take your last breath here, it'll be your first breath in front of him on Judgment Day. And yep, so I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. I got some little bit of stuff I got to do. I've really been taking it easy today because my back is just, it's pretty tore up. And as Tim would say, it's tore up from the floor up. He's got so many sayings. But anyway, I'll go ahead and get off here, and I'll try to get some shorts on this week, and I will also be working on Thursday's video. I don't know what it's going to be yet. I don't know what tomorrow brings. That's why I don't really plan for all this stuff. You know, I just go with the flow because I don't know what's going to be tomorrow. That's why we always say, Lord willing, because I really don't know if I'll be here tomorrow, you know. And people don't like to hear that, but it's the truth. You know, we don't know. We're not promised 1 second from now. God breathed the breath in our lungs. He knitted us in our mother's wombs, and he's in control, y'all. So I love you, and I will catch you, Lord willing, on the next video. Bye.